Hi everyone, it's Michelle Neal here and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to make this video concerning, how do I put it, dreams and visions that the Lord gives people, almost like a sort of prophetic warning in relation to things that are happening in the world, not necessarily just those, but even just incidental things that he might put into us, or we might hear something and we don't really know what to do with the information that he's given us because we think it just seems to be a bit odd and we keep it to ourselves. I know a lot of people post YouTube videos now that they're beginning to open up about the things that God has spoken to them because they were like too frightened to before because people would think they were crazy. I find myself in that category, that I've had over the years, things that have happened to me in a dream, or I've heard something audibly in my spirit that's going to happen, and it has happened. And it's quite terrifying, especially when you're young. I mean, a couple of times, we were talking back in the 1980s, and I just wanted to share these things, not to sensationalise or draw attention to myself or, oh, look at me, I've had these things happen to me. That's not where I'm going with this. And I know a lot of people will know what I'm talking about because they've probably been frightened themselves to mention it in case somebody thinks they're crazy as well. You internalise it because you don't know what to do with it. But you know you heard it, you know you saw it in a dream or a vision. So I've got a couple of things I want to share with you that have happened to me in the past. And then there's a couple, I've got some notes here, a couple of things that I've come across in my journey with the Lord, and something that's recently happened to me, which is I'll mention at the end. So this was before I became a Christian. I was going to church, but I was not a born again believer. But these things are nothing in the sense of biblical type things. They were just something happened, and the thing to a dream, for me in a dream, and then the thing actually happened. And what do you do with the information? So the first one was in 1989. I had a dream, very powerful. I was almost like watching it happening. There was a pleasure boat on the River Thames in 1989. And in this dream, this boat had all these people on, and it was hit by another boat, and people died. This was the dream. So I got up in the morning. I just thought, oh, well, that's a dream. Never mind. It was a horrible one, but it was a nightmare. I went down and switched the television on, and there was this report of a pleasure boat in the River Thames had been hit by another boat and 51 people had died. That just internalised. I didn't speak to anybody about it. I didn't know what to do with it. But previous to that, in 1984, I was watching a live performance of Tommy Cooper, the comedian, who was doing a performance from some theatre in London. It was on national television live. I was watching him perform, and I heard deep in my spirit, and it was like a dagger that went through me. I heard this voice say, he's going to collapse. I just parked that in the back of my head. I thought, well, I didn't really hear that. And then, lo and behold, later on in the performance, he collapsed. And they took him to hospital and he died of a heart attack, I believe. Again, another thing, what do you do with that sort of information? I've had other little incidents as well, but there's too many to report on this video. So I then, in my Christian walk, came across a book, which I won't mention the author or the title, but the person who wrote the book had a vision, of open vision of an angel taking him to the Twin Towers. And the angel pointed, this is a very short version because the whole book covers it. He was shown by the angel the Twin Towers, and pointed at them and they collapsed right in front of his face. And he thought, what on earth do I do with this information? And he didn't do anything. He couldn't. He was so traumatised by it. But 2 days later, the Twin Towers collapsed. Then there's a YouTuber who had a vision or a dream or something of the Queen Elizabeth dying, was about to die. And a few days later she did. And he posted a video explaining about this incident that he'd had, this dream, vision, or whatever it was. Neither of these people knew what to do with the information until after the event, because it was too traumatic. People would never have believed them. And then my last bit is that a few weeks ago I was watching a TV programme that was coming from Hollywood. I think it was an old replay, repeat programme, but it was from Hollywood, and it was at the Pacific Palisades, and all the celebrity houses and all the rest of it. And I was just idly watching this programme, don't know why, and I heard the words, "It's going to burn." What do you do with that sort of information? I haven't done anything with it. I didn't want to sensationalise anything. I just wanted to put this out there. If you're a person who has dreams and visions, particularly for a Christian, foreboding things, don't be afraid to put them out, either before the event or after the event. But we're given these things for a reason, and I didn't do anything with any of this stuff. But I just want to encourage people to not be afraid. Just put things out there. What people think about us putting it out there is irrelevant. This is what they used to do in the Bible. A prophet would warn of something coming, and people would yeah, of course it's, don't be daft. Sodom and Gomorrah and all the rest of it. They were all like, don't be silly, and of course it then happened. The wrath came. So I'm just putting this out there. I don't know what else to do. Receive it as you wish, but take it to the Lord. But please know that my heart is genuine. I am not making this up. This is real. This has happened to me, and I know it's happened to others. So I'll just close the video now. God bless you. Bye.